Hey, everybody.
Hey, everybody. So, it's been a whole year.
1 year, pretty much exactly 1 year.
June 15th. Actually, we came home from Vegas on June 14th.
Right.
So, our guess is that my stroke started on June 14th.
14th.
And it started while we were in Vegas, the
And
last
the
day in
last day
Vegas.
of Vegas.
Vegas. And it's been a year since then.
And I'm going to give my perspective. She's going to give her perspective. And then we'll kind of put it together of
What we
how this
got.
past year has been.
Yeah. You want to go first or you want me to go first?
I'll go first.
Okay. We're going to let him go first then.
You know, the day we got back from Vegas and she said her vision was kind of messing up. You all know the story if you watch the video. If you haven't watched the video, go back and watch the first video we posted about the stroke. But we got back from Vegas that next day, and she said her vision was messed up. So we went to the eye doc, and that day we were at the eye doc, and they told us that we think you had a stroke. I think my life had changed that day because the uncertainty of it. I didn't know what was going to happen. I didn't know all the ins and outs, and it kind of hurt, in a big way. It really hurt in a big way because I just didn't know. But the from that day till today, the improvement that she has made, unbelievable, unbelievable. The struggles that she had to go through to get to where she is today, unbelievable. And to know that everything ain't 100% yet, but I would say what, 90,
Probably 90.
90% in a year, just amazing. The fight that she put in to get to today. It's amazing.
It's been a hell of a year.
It has been.
Yeah. What else you got with yours?
And the fact that I'm kind of helpless in the matter, that sucks when you you can't do anything to help fix. And I'm a fixer. That's what I do. And I can't and I couldn't, and it was all on her to do so. That sucked. It sucked to not be able to. I mean, I did help as much as I possibly could. Like, if she couldn't remember anything, I would tell her, because she had problems with her memory, you
You
know,
still do that, though.
and I still do. And, to say that I didn't help, I did help. I just couldn't help as much as I thought I should.
You couldn't quick fix it.
Right, right,
You couldn't quick fix it.
right.
Yeah. So,
So, what are your thoughts?
all right. So, I'm going to kind of just start with my version, and my version's probably going to be a little longer.
Well, of course.
But, so the day before we left Vegas, we had went on an adventure, and I thought I had an asthma attack. Like you said, if you haven't seen that video, you can watch it. But just a synopsis. So I thought I had an asthma attack, and then the rest of the day was just kind of slow, right? When I tell you on the way home, I told him that morning my eyes were messed up when we came home on the 14th. I told him my eyes were messed up. I said, but you know what? We're in Vegas. I'm a diabetic. I truly had my mindset that it was a diabetic response. So, I don't know that people know how much I couldn't see. Because I couldn't see anything but the bottom. Like, I could see feet.
Yeah.
I couldn't see Like, to see your face, I had to look up to see your face. It's because I just couldn't see.
Right.
And we just don't know how lucky and blessed we are to have vision. And it was scary. It was very scary. I never in my wildest dreams would have thought I was having a stroke, though.
No.
And when I tell you that he's like, you're having an active stroke, I'm like, no. Take it back. He's like, no, you're really having a stroke. So he walks out of the room, and I'm like, William, did he say I'm really having a stroke? What'd you say?
That's what he said.
That's what he said. That moment changed my life right there. Confusion, anger, fear, it all hit. Like, it's just weird. But I stayed in the hospital for just a few days. They really didn't keep me a long time because I was pretty adamant about, I need to get out of here. I need to get myself going. And if there's a will, there's a way. And I was blessed to have full function of my body parts and the rest, the memory, the vision, everything. Like, vision couldn't correct while it was in the hospital.
Right.
So they were pretty gung-ho on me staying a few more days because I left on a Friday, and I'm like, no, I'm going home. The hardest part for me of all of that is that I can't remember shit really, but I can remember William saying, well, I'm not going to go back to work. And what did I tell you?
No, you got to go.
You have to go because my vision's gone. So will I ever work again?
Right.
Will we be okay? Because I'll have to go on disability, like
Right.
all of this stuff went in my head. So I just really encouraged him to go back to work. And I know that was probably very, very hard for him.
It was rough. That was rough. Leaving you in the state that you were in.
Yeah. But we knew that I could remember who he was. I remembered who my family was. And I knew I had an army of support behind me. I did not realize the challenge that I would go through.
Right.
I mean, when they said recovery, you might get your eyesight back a little bit within a year.
Yeah.
And then it should increase, then you get better. I was like, that's not good.
Right.
I was so sick. I remember, I don't know if you remember, but you remember when I couldn't even set up without just getting really sick?
Yeah.
Because where I had my stroke was in my vision, and of course my vertigo was really, really
Right.
bad. I had food aversions. I couldn't eat things because my mouth, my body, no. And I still have some of that. I will happily report that I have gained back, what did you say on my last testing? 90%?
No, it was like 97%.
7%? Yeah, it was good.
Of her total
Of
vision.
my vision, meaning all my peripherals basically back. I'm still have to wear glasses because I had glasses before, so that's not going to change. I will now never be a candidate for that eye surgery. Contacts will be a struggle for me because though my vision is back, there's some of that can help reduce the vision that I have, so that's just not going to happen.
Right.
My heart, they've tested everything in my heart, and my heart is great. Mm-hmm. I've been on my monitor a year in August, and there's been, 2 things he saw in the very beginning,
Yeah.
2 where it could be AFibs, but that was it. So my heart is great. My memory is probably my hardest.
Yeah.
Because it can cause little fits with us. It can be embarrassing.
But I think we're both living with it more now because of it,
Yeah.
Like, I'll ask her if you remember whatever we were talking about. She'll say no, and then I'll explain, and it's not like it was in the very beginning where it was
Everything.
a difficult thing to do, and it's become more reality for us.
Yeah, it's a reality.
So, it's a common thing now.
Yeah, we're just used to it. and it still affects me. Like, we can have conversations 3 days ago,
Yeah.
and I still can struggle with that. And he's one of those people that said, like, when I'm like, I don't know, he hates that. He does not like that. But he has done so well in just
Right.
recovering through that for me, because I truly cannot remember some things. Now, there's some
Right.
things that I can remember. Like, I don't know how, but I think my body knows that I need to work. I know how to be a therapist very, very well.
Yes, that's for sure.
You know, I know how to do my job very well. I know, but I can't remember to make calls to people unless they call me sometimes.
Mm,
Everything has to go into a calendar. Bills have to, like, there has to be laid out now because I just bypass things. Um, I did get to start driving. That was very exciting
yeah.
because I couldn't drive in the beginning and I totally became helpless. Like, that was hard for me
Right.
because my mom would have to take off work to take me to physical therapy, or my daughter would have to take me. Because I went to the hardcore physical therapy.
Yeah, probably what, 6 weeks, wasn't it?
Well, it was 8 weeks.
8 weeks.
And then they only released me because I was doing what I needed to do. Like, they couldn't do anything more.
Right.
I went to occupational therapy. I still stutter occasionally if I'm really tired.
Yeah.
I will stutter.
Or if you're talking and then you're having to think about what you're talking about, like when you make a video and you already know what you're gonna say, you don't really stutter. Sometimes you do. I mean, people see it,
Yeah.
but not like if we're just talking and we're
Yeah.
whatever.
So that stutter's still there. But we've done a lot in a year. Like, I'm just gonna kind of brag on myself for a minute, but I had my stroke in June. We just bought this land. We just bought this house. Everything was set to go. I made him go back to work. But we had a house here that we needed to get into.
Hmm.
And we had our house there. And my mom was already here. But we were spending Ubers of counting my money, to withstand 3 houses. And I was like, okay, we just got to get moved. So right before we went to Vegas in October.
Yeah, it's September, end of September.
Yeah. So this house needed painted, right? Well, prior to painting, we needed to kills it because this guy just did not
Yeah.
care for it the way we would appreciate or done. So we had to kills it and paint it. Okay. Sounds like no big deal, but to somebody that can not step up on a ladder, somebody that cannot look up, because still in October I still couldn't even look up.
Right.
It was a challenge. And I remember sending you pictures of being covered in kills
Right.
and being so proud of that.
Yeah.
Because I thought all that was gone. I thought all that was stripped from me. I remember the first time I mowed our yard.
Yeah.
I sent him a picture because I thought all of that was gone. All those things that I wanted to do. And so now I'll be like, no, let me mow even when he's home.
Yeah. She mowed yesterday and I was here, so.
It's one of those things where I want to be able to help, and, God gave me the chance to help. So, and to be here and to make the best of it.
Yeah.
Is the cotton getting all over you?
Is that what it is?
Yes.
Or is it bugs?
It's cotton.
I didn't know if it was cotton or bugs.
It's cotton. But if you've ever had something major such as a stroke or a heart attack or anything like that, you can understand my pain, my fear, my sadness, my happiness, my excitement. There's so many emotions that I go through on a personal that it's hard.
Yeah.
I have many a days that I still suffer with migraines or severe headaches, and I'll be like, William, I just got to take a nap. And he gets it. He gets it. But it's one of the worst feelings to work all day suffering with a headache, migraine, and then you come home and you have no energy. I still don't. Energy is another thing that I've been dealing with.
Yeah.
I still don't have my energy up. Now, you have to remember that I had my stroke in June, and I had COVID in July.
Hmm.
Like back to back. Hadn't had COVID the whole time. Sure enough, have a stroke, get COVID.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's how it went.
Yeah.
So I've struggled with some of that. I would say my depression's been pretty good. I have bats of depression, but my bats of depression aren't nearly just because of me. If he is out for a long time,
Yeah.
I don't do okay with that.
Right.
I want him home more, and that just sometimes isn't possible. Um, but what do you think it did for us as a couple?
I think it brought us closer together
Yeah.
because we found out our weaknesses and we overcame those weaknesses.
And we went through very hard,
Yeah.
and we overcame that.
Right.
Um, we've just really worked together. And you say you haven't done much, but you've done so much. You know, you're my sounding board. You're my ear to listen to. Um, you're my support.
Right.
And I think that helps me more than everything. If I'm having a bad day, you're definitely trying to pep me up,
Right.
even if you're not here. So you help way more than
I
you
think
think.
it's bugs.
You think it's bugs?
I think it's bugs. They just keep messing with me.
Do we need to redo this?
No. No.
Okay. But you do help more than you ever knew.
Right.
And I hope you understand that.
I do. I do.
And I have the best supporters around me still besides you.
Yeah.
And it's surreal that my doctor even said you were way ahead of schedule.
Hmm.
He's impressed. My eye doctor's really impressed.
Yeah. I mean, you've overcame so much
in so
in
little.
so little time.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, this process was supposed to take years.
Mm.
I mean, and she's done it in a year.
Yeah. And it's weird because if you see where my stroke was, like, that's the cool thing about the medical world today. Like, you can see the picture and see where my stroke was and where it hit and what it did and how it exploded. And I don't know. I have theories about it, but overall, y'all, I'm healthy.
Very healthy.
Just because I'm a big girl doesn't mean I had a stroke. Just because I'm a diabetic doesn't mean I had a stroke.
Yeah, and that's the thing. We don't even know why the stroke even happened.
My heart is ticking good. They've taken visual pictures of everything. I had less than like 1% blockage. I mean, it's very, very minimal.
Less than 1%.
Yeah, I mean, but the stereotypical reasons for stroke, it's not me. That's not what they're dealing with. And
that's why it's so hard to pinpoint where the stroke came from because
Yeah.
everything
why?
is normal.
Yeah, and it's hard. But we try not to focus on that in this world.
Right.
We take our daily wins and we go with it.
Yeah.
We're fixing to do a big project with something that we're restoring, and you know we're just continuing to build our life, continuing to make our life what we want it to be, and enjoying life.
And
What did you say?
we are living life. You know, we are.
Well, yeah, we've been
We
to
are
Vegas
living.
a few times since then.
Mhm.
The first time to Vegas was really hard for me.
Yeah.
The flight, the everything. But we're making the best of our world. And I think that it wouldn't have ever ended this way had I not had you by my side. You know, I think
agree.
that you helped me with the strength, and you encourage and support everything I do.
Right.
And it will only continue to get better.
Definitely.
Yeah.
Definitely.
Do you have anything to add to this?
No. No, I don't.
I just wanted to give you guys an update. You know, like when we came on here to talk about the original stroke, I didn't know that we'd ever get here.
I had, the same thoughts. And that was in the very beginning. I mean, that was
We're sitting on this porch.
we recorded that video. What was it?
I don't know.
A month into it.
Maybe.
Yeah, I think it was a month into it when we recorded that video.
But we're in a different place, a different time, a healthier version of us, and I'm just glad to be in where we are.
All right.
You know, and I don't think it's bugs that are getting you.
What is it?
You see those plants over there? That plant?
Yeah.
Those things fall off. Look at that one that's getting blown. Every time it blows over here.
Gotcha.
And that's what it is. See, like now it should start blowing stuff.
Gotcha.
So it's that plant.
All those plants need to go.
Something else for our to-do list.
Right.
But we just wanted to come on and, give you guys a yearly update on just the stroke and how that's going and how we're progressing and what we're doing. And just say thank you. Because our year has been extremely trying, and there's times that we have a lot of videos and there's times that we don't have any videos. And
I mean, it's not just all scheduling issues for me. I mean, some of it is because of the stroke. In the very beginning, it was a lot of the stroke that caused that, so.
And just thank you guys for listening and for watching.
Thank you for sticking around.
And, we don't know where the direction of our channel really is, or we know we travel, but we're just taking a little break right now.
Yeah.
So we just wanted to give you an update on the stroke and how that's going.
Because we did the first video, the first stroke video, and we thought y'all deserved at least some kind of an update, because we really haven't talked about it much. I mean, even on your channel, you haven't really talked about it much ever since the beginning.
No.
So we wanted to come in and give y'all an update,
That's another thing. Like the sun hitting me in the eye gives me a headache.
Yeah.
So.
Because the bright lights still kind of mess with her.
Yeah. But I can drive.
You can drive.
I can drive. But we did want to give you guys an update. And again, just say thank you. And thank you for watching and supporting. And we can't ask for better viewers. So.
Yep.
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 Got anything else?
No, I think we're going to leave it right there.
All right. All right, guys. Please remember to like,
share,
subscribe,
ring the bell.
Ding, ding, ding. That's part of those
for
memory
future
issues.
notifications. We'll be back.
We'll be back. Bye, guys.